Hi, my name is Clarissa Scott, and I did my project on sex and advertisement. So to first start off, let's look at a couple pictures that you guys might have seen or you might not have seen. While you're looking at them, let's think about some similarities in the pictures and some differences. And are any of these pictures tempting you to actually buy the product that you see? So what is sex and advertisement? Sex and advertisement is the use of sexually provocative imagery to arouse interest in a branded product. And usually, the advertisers have the intent to sell this product. Sex and advertisement is typically seen in magazines, TVs, websites, and all of your normal mainstream media outlets. It's not typically found in newspapers, scholarly articles, because their main focus is to not sell you a product, especially in a sexual manner. Not only does sex and advertisements include nudity or provocative poses as seen in the first few examples that I showed you earlier in the beginning of this presentation, advertisers can include suggested themes or sexual innuendos meant to lure in the customer to get them to buy the product. This can be seen with acts, and this product of acts usually has this buy this, get this theme that is suggestive. In the picture below, it is insinuating that if the male buys an axe to get rid of his dandruff, then he will be able to have all the ladies on him. A suggestive theme can also be seen in this example of an advertisement for hair dye. It uses the slogan, "Does she or doesn't she?" to talk about whether the hair on the top of her head matches the hair elsewhere on her body, stating that only her hairdresser knows for sure. This ad does not feature any nudity, but it is still suggestive in a sexual manner. Some might think that sex and advertisement is a recent phenomenon, but in reality it has been around for quite some time. Some of the first examples of sex and advertisement can be found as early as the 1800s. In 1871, a cigarette company by the name of Pearl Tobacco, they used a provocative image in order to sell more of their cigarettes. As you can see in the picture that I have to the far left, the advertisers decided to use a picture of a half-naked woman standing on what looks like an ocean to help them gain more customers. After seeing how the prices of this product by Pearl Tobacco started to skyrocket, and after using this ad, other companies such as W, Duke, and Sons started providing trading cards in their cigarette packets that showed provocative pictures of women, as you can see on the other picture that I have on the screen. When looking at these pictures, you might not think that they're all that revealing compared to what we see on TV now or magazines now, but back then it did in fact turn the heads of many men. Most of the products that were featured as advertisements for these products didn't really pertain to the use of the product or describe it at all, and I will show you a few pictures and examples of products throughout the years so you can see how advertisers really just use shock value and do use of like turning heads of men and customers to gain attention of their audience. So this first one is from the 1900s and it's promoting a soap product, and it features a woman flying on a witch's broom. This next one is from the 1960s and it's selling a garbage disposal, saying that if you get this, your wife will thank you 3 times a day. You can take that innuendo how you want to. Yeah. This last one is from 1988 and it's selling Mickey's malt liquor, saying that the first thing they noticed was her big mouth, even though her mouth isn't even on the screen. So why does sex even sell, and why do advertisers choose to use sex to sell? It is simply because our instincts are rooted with the need to survive and reproduce. As we talked about earlier with Sigmund Freud, he said that our most powerful forces are sex, power, and security, meaning that sex is always on our mind and in the background of our mind, even if we do not think it is. Our minds also tend to have a physiological response to erotic images that are featured in advertisements, and this can be seen in a study done at San Diego State University. In this picture that I'm about to show, it shows how within each gender there are high numbers of response when looking at a sexually explicit ad. Also, advertisers are pretty smart and they think about who they're selling the product to. Generally, you see more ads that feature a half-naked female versus an ad that features a half-naked male, because in most cases, males are going to react to sexual images more than women. Also, advertisers generally use women who are seen as alluring and a fantasy to a male, again to try to draw them in. This can be seen in this Paris Hilton commercial that I'll insert right after this. Take notice how she is dressed, how she's washing a nice car, because what guy doesn't love a nice car to drive, and how the whole commercial is surrounded by her being sexy and alluring.
I love Paris in the springtime. I love Paris in the fall. I love Paris in the winter when it drizzles. I love Paris in the summer when it sizzles. I love Paris every moment.
Within these advertisements are also many stereotypes that people believe in. So like you saw in the Paris Hilton commercial, the stereotype of a woman being pretty and sent to please a male can be seen. Then in other commercials, like Dolce & Gabbana, like the one that I showed at the beginning of the presentation, if an advertiser is trying to lure in a woman, males are meant to be strong and dreamy with 8-packs and sweaty bodies. In the end, there have been many studies done to determine if sex actually sells, and there's always two sides to an argument. So for yes, it can be seen that the use of sexually explicit content does in fact turn heads and provides a physiological response, which in turn can increase the popularity of a product due to its association with sex. For example, if you compare Hanes versus Victoria's Secret underwear, Victoria's Secret underwear has a more sexual manner and it could be seen as more popular. For no, it can be said that seeing these ads might catch attention, but it does not necessarily mean that the customer is more likely to buy that product. Some can actually be disgusted with the fact that the advertisers use sexual content to try to sell their product, and then in turn, they won't even buy that product. So the next time you watch TV, try to take a look at the different ads you see and see how many advertisers actually use sex to sell. Thank you.